Mhm.
And well, we're gonna have an interesting topic today. Let me just open up this booklet that I developed, and there are many readings that I truly enjoy. One of them is the one that we saw the other day
Mhm.
that was about bioreactors, and there are new topics here that I'd like to share. Let me just open the book. Dynamics is the book. So you had a good day at school today, Mickey?
Yes, sure. Actually, I today I had my oral exam in English.
Oh, fantastic. How did it go?
It was great, to be honest. I talk about the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Oh, you talked about that book?
Yeah,
That's a great book, isn't it?
yeah, it's one of my favorites, and was
Yeah.
good. I
What
tried
did
to do.
what did they say about your presentation? Did they like it?
Yeah, actually, probably was the best presentation of today.
Wow, amazing. Let me say hello to Mitch. Hello, Mitch. Good afternoon. How are you today?
Hi, teacher. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you okay. How about you? Can you hear as well?
Yeah. Just I'm in a place that the signal it's not the better. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, no, don't worry. Don't worry. Mickey was telling us about the presentation that he had today, and you said that it was probably the best, right, Mickey?
Yeah, I know that probably it doesn't sound humble, but it's the truth.
Well, the truth above everything, right? I
Yeah.
once had, when I was younger, about your age, yeah, I'm a bit older, maybe about your age, I had the conflict. It was kind of an internal conflict. I thought that humbleness was above all or not, right? And then a great friend of mine, to this day, he's a great friend. He said
Mhm.
to me, he gave me this phrase: What is above truth?" I told them, well, probably nothing. In some cases, of course, if you are maintaining state secrets, you cannot tell the truth, right? But
Yeah.
else, other than that, what is above truth? Well, nothing. Well, so you need to be truthful before being modest. So he told me this phrase: Jesus Christ used to say that he was the Son of God. How modest is that?
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So,
That's so true.
and I kept laughing about, oh, well, you know what, you're right. Yeah, but, and you have the idea, well, but we need to be modest. Yeah, we need to be modest, but we need to be truthful. I mean, not to brag. Oh, hey, look, I had the best presentation put in the newspaper. No, maybe not to that point, right? But if somebody asks you, how did you do? Well, I did really well, humbly and simply and modestly, but the truth above all, right?
Mhm.
What do you think of these concepts, Mitch? The truth or humbleness? Which prevails?
The true of what?
The truth or humbleness? Humbleness.
Humbleness. What means humbleness? Sorry.
Modesty.
Mm, okay. Uh, well, that depends of the person, right? Maybe also in the context. Well, I'm not too familiarized with the modesty concept, but well, I think it has something to be related with how can I say humildad,
Humility.
humility of each person. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, those are interesting concepts. Of course, everyone has their own point of view on the different ideas, different subjects, different values, actually. Um, because even in family members, the values can differ. Not that you don't like them, right? For example, if I ask my brothers, what should prevail, uh, let's use the same two concepts also. Although we use different concepts, modesty or truth. Probably they will all say, well, truth should prevail over modesty. But maybe my cousins will say, no, 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 you need to be modest before being truthful. Well, yeah, but then you start lying. And
Yeah.
then if somebody tells you, Mickey, are you the best student in class? If you truly are, you should say, because if you say, no, I'm not the best, well, you're trying to be modest, but then it may hurt the operation. Maybe they need a person who's gonna rescue another guy that is dying and doesn't speak Spanish, right? Let's say that you are here, right? Here's Mickey, and then after Mickey is Pepe, right? And then after Pepe is Lalo, right? And they say, Mickey, are you the best person to translate? And you say, well, I need to be modest. So you say, no, I am not the best. So they choose Pepe. But the distance between Mickey and Pepe is huge. So they say, well, let's take Pepe to save the life of a person because this person has drowned or was burnt and we need it, but doesn't speak English, doesn't speak, doesn't speak English, doesn't speak Spanish. So actually, let's call them Joe and Joe, right? So Joe or whatever. And they take Joe to do an operation that's going to cost or save the life of a person. Just because you didn't say that you were the best when you rather you were the most capable person, they chose a second job, a second, let's say second class. That's not the proper word, but second class worker to do the task, and he did it improperly. So modesty costs the life of a person, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
It can cost because they make ask you for a good reason. Who's the best? You, well, you are the person to handle to ride the ship, and that's gonna save lives. Well, that's just a general idea. Well, okay, guys, let's talk about what I wanted to mention to talk is I think we are gonna talk about society today, please. If you like the topic of society, let me go to society here, and then we have these issues. Society. What is, with your own words, Mitch, what is society? And is that any good? Is that any important? What is the concept of society?
Yeah. Mm, Society is a extended place which it's conformed, but a lot of people that this follow a kind of rules depending of the government.
Okay. Yeah, it's an association of people, a group of people, an extensive group of people, right? Extends group of people. Why are the rules and a government body important in this society or societies, Mickey? In your opinion, why do you think there should be rules?
Um, I think that there should be rules because we need to control. Uh, there are people who probably affects our society, and that's why we need to have roads. Because if we don't have roads, probably the people could do uh, things that are crazy or that are bad for the rest of the people.
Okay, so you believe that the rules are meant to protect the whole group, the majority versus the individual, or what is the purpose of the rules? To protect them, the weaker, the purpose of the rules is, what is the purpose of the rules?
Um, I think that the
To
purpose of the
protect,
rules is to protect the majority of the individuals.
respect each other.
Respect each other, right?
How can I
Exactly.
say prójimo?
your 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 kins,
Yes.
or your peers. Respect each other's your peers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very important. Actually, incredibly important. Um, you want to protect the majority of the individuals. What happens when there is a society like ours in this moment? I would say I don't know if it's a whole country or just Guanajuato, but for sure it's in Irapuato, right? That people don't respect the rules. I mean, there are murders, massive murders, and the tissue becomes rotten, totally collapsing. What do you think of our society in this moment? Irapuato society. What do you think?
Mm, I think the government is not doing right their only job, and well, of course, there's a lot of times that the government neither follow their own rules, and all the stuff in the society go down. Then happens a lot of things like the massacres, delinquents, thief stuff, shoplifting. It's not that good. Of course, between good people, we protect each other, but also everyone has their own fear that uh, go alone in somewhere, and I don't know, maybe no, don't come back.
Yeah, that is a serious situation. Actually, like Mickey's book said, I like this book a lot. The obstacle is the way. Actually, that is also a challenge to do massive changes for the better. So this can be a challenge to do way better. What do you think of this concept, Mickey? A collapsing society, exactly what Mitch said: theft, crime, violence, all types of crimes, shoplifting, fraud. We just need arson, right? Well, actually, not arson. We already had some oxos burnt, so we already had arson. In case that you said, well, we still need more crimes. Well, you have arson. All the several oxos were burnt, were set in flames. This is set in flames. Um, what else do we need in this society? Is violence, fraud, crime, theft, shoplifting, but that represents also a challenge, according to Mickey and his book. So, how can we undertake this challenge in society, Mickey? I don't know if you're talking, Mickey, but I cannot hear you. I don't know if you can hear him, Mitch. Can you listen to Mickey?
No.
No, we can't hear you, Mickey. There must be something with the microphone, maybe. Did you hear about the massive shooting last Saturday, Mitch?
Yes, it was actually on the day that we were in Six Flags on Saturday, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, it was too bad. My classmates told me that well, one of them was near of their house, and other said that was her cousin. And it's too bad, even if Irapuato it's too little. It's too bad that things like that happen too much. I mean, why? Why did these kind of things have to happen?
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, I don't know. The society is collapsing, but I like that idea of this book that Mickey recommended. I don't know if you have read this book, the Obstacle is the Way, Mitch. That's a great book. In that book, they suggest that problems represent actually challenges to become better, to
Mhm.
improve. Um, I don't know if you can talk already again, Mickey, or you still unable to connect the microphone?
Mm.
Apparently.
There it is an audiolibro of that books. Audiobook.
Oh, you know what? That's a great question. That's a good question. There must be an audiobook. Let's look it up. Can you look it up, Mitch? Let's see. The Obstacle is the Way audiobook. The Obstacle is the Way audiobook. Um, audiobooks. Audiobooks. Well, yeah. Look at that. Full
Yay.
audiobook. Wow. It's gonna be 3 hours and 40 minutes, but well, what the heck?
No,
Here.
that's good. I actually I'm understand better the audiobooks. I don't know. I can't read. Of course, I know how to read, but my the information don't go very well when I read for myself. I usually understand better if I just listen it.
Wow. Okay. Well, here's the link, and there is a comment from Mickey. I think he says,
He's
okay,
trying
he's
to
trying
fix
to
it.
fix. Yeah. Okay. So look, the obstacle is the way. An audiobook, 3 hours 45 minutes. Awesome. So you can
Yay.
listen to it. Yeah. And actually, audiobooks are great to foster your listening and your speaking. They
Mm-hmm.
can help understand the different accents people have. So it's a great opportunity.
Can you send it in the group, teacher?
Ah, yeah, absolutely. Let me do that. The obstacle is the way. I'm gonna listen to it also. I started reading it, and sometimes I'm in the like in the car, and I cannot read. But now that you mentioned it, well, there you go. You can listen to it as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you
I
asked.
prefer personally.
Sometimes, yeah, and
Thank
you
you so
can be
much.
yeah, no problem. You can be in your car. You can be resting at home. You don't want to. I mean, maybe you close your eyes and just listen to it, and you let go. So it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm starting to get worried, not very worried, but an uneasy feeling with these situations that are happening in Irapuato. But that's an opportunity to become better. What could we do to improve the security, to diminish the violence, to protect each other? How can we do that?
Mm. Well, actually, it's not something that we have in our own in our hands. It's something that it's job of the government, but we already know that this new government doesn't do a big thing. Then I could say that made another. I don't know how to say marchas.
Demonstrations,
Uh huh.
like
Okay.
demonstration is like a how do you say demonstration when when people go out to the street. It's a march, yeah,
Pro-
but with a purpose,
protest.
political protest, yeah. So it's a
Mhm.
demonstrations. Okay, that's a way to do it. What else can we do?
Yeah, but the bad thing it's like well, I hear some of them that the own policies the don't let them the people do demonstrations and then use the abuse police of them to stop their boat protest. Then I don't know what we have to do. Uh, Maybe just protect to our arms or peers because it's really difficult if we don't have the support of the government really.
Do you believe that there is a collusion between the government and the criminal forces or the organized crime, or is simply indolence that they don't care, or maybe the organized crime pays them not to do anything? Okay, you just let me work and you don't interfere, you don't enter, just and here's your money. What do
Mm.
you think is going on? Are they
I think it's
colluded?
both.
Both. Okay.
because well, I can't compare anything, but I hear rumors that actually that the organized crime pay to the government and they don't know anything, and maybe I remember the one that the Otsos explode by criminals, and one of that also near to that were the military. Um, what's the name?
The militiamen.
Military.
The
Uh huh.
militiamen.
Yeah, exactly that, and I can understand they do not anything. I mean, obviously they hear the explosion of that also. Then what happened in that situation? They don't really care, or someone pay them to do not anything, and they are just I don't know how to say adorno,
They are what?
adorno.
Ah, ornament.
Hmm. An
Just an
ornament,
ornament.
an ornament city. I don't feel too much safe with them because they demonstrate us that they don't do a big thing.
When you say the government, there are three levels of government, three levels of power.
Ah, of course.
One is the municipality government or municipal government, the state government, and the federal government.
Hmm.
And it is a competence of the
The
three of
city
them.
government.
It's not that it's just one, it's the three of them:
Mhm.
municipal government, state government, and federal government. So it's a joint responsibility.
Yeah,
Joint.
but in this case, we are talking about Irapuato. I think then is the city government.
Okay. So is the mayor of the city what you're referring to? The mayor
Hmm.
of the city, the mayor of the city is in charge. The mayor of the city is in charge, and consequently, it is his duty and his responsibility to maintain the city without violence and at peace.
Hmm.
I think Mickey's back. Let me ask him if he can talk now. Can you? Is your microphone workable now, Mickey?
Can you listen me, teacher?
Yeah, yeah, great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I need a change to my cell phone. I don't know. Sometimes the microphone of the laptop has like a kind of bug, and I remember how to fix it, but at this moment I don't remember. So
Oh, okay.
to don't lose more
Maybe if
time,
you
I change
restart
to
it.
my cell phone. Yeah, sometimes I need to restart the laptop, but now I'm here, teacher.
Okay. So fine, perfect. So we're having a conversation about the current situations, current issues that are going on in Irapuato. And Mitch says that it's a joint responsibility, but mostly is the mayor of the city's responsibility to
In this
maintain,
case,
in this case, in this specific case. Okay, what is going on, you think? What is at stake? What is behind the curtains? Is behind curtains. In your opinion, of course. What is going
Mm,
on? What do you think, Mickey?
I think that what is behind curtains about the
Well, last Saturday there was a massive
mm,
murder, massive
yeah.
shooting that ultimated, that kills 12, 14 people in a bar. So is this a cleansing or maybe it's a cleansing, right? Could be a cleansing of the city. Maybe they are cleaning the city of petty criminals. Maybe it's not. I don't know. What do you think? Because sometimes there is a dead squad that is built to get rid
Mhm.
of minor criminals, right? So it could be that too, please. You never know, right? Dead squad.
Yeah, actually, I don't know because there are a lot of fake news and there are so many disinformation about it.
Yes.
But I read in a Facebook page that they do that because uh, I think that they asked for money to that bar and they didn't pay it.
Oh, really?
That's how do you say?
A version that you
That's a
heard.
version. Yeah, I don't know, but probably yes because there was the people that there were clients. Sorry.
But what do they have to do with a ransom? It's an extortion, of course, but the ones who are innocent are the clients, not the owners.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. Why do they go after the clientele, after the people who are innocent? Why don't they? I mean, it's bad to kill anyone, but if they had to kill someone, why not the owners? And instead, they killed the consumers, the clients.
Yeah, but it's so sad.
It is sad. It's very, very bad. Now, I don't know if I ever told you, but I need to put this video later on under the private schedule because now it is public. But I
Mhm.
once heard that the thing is that if I put it in private, then your dad cannot take a look at it unless he becomes maybe member of my channel. I want to talk with your dad about that because I was putting these videos in private mode, and then he couldn't see them, he couldn't watch them, and then I put in public. But now
Mhm.
I feel a little bit afraid that we can talk freely about our topics. So,
No,
well,
there's no
but
problem.
the thing is that I once heard somebody saying here in town
Mhm.
that the businessmen of Irapuato, that the businessmen
Mhm.
of Irapuato decided to build their own death squad to take revenge of the small criminals because the government wasn't doing anything, or actually, it's not that the government didn't do anything or wasn't doing anything, but that the government said, okay, you go ahead and you work on your own, and I am blind. I pay a blind eye. So just go ahead, like they say, dale, right? And
Mhm.
I, as the government, do nothing. You just build your own death squad. And a couple of times I learned funny news in which very luxury vans were chasing motorcycles, and the motorcycles got to a dead end street and they couldn't escape, and they shot him to death.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of that? Do you think this rumor could be true?
Yeah, it could be true because unfortunately our president, uh, she's not doing too much actually.
Well, yeah, that's true. Uh, Apparently, there was a shooting not long ago in which she was attacked, but she was successfully defended. And they recently shot the son of the mayor of Celaya. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That's horrible. I mean, people are lacking respect now. Okay, the society is collapsing, but then horribly, and not only in Irapuato. I think in the state, probably in the nation, the whole country
The whole country,
is
yeah.
in the whole country. What what should be done? In other words, when you when I read your book, the challenge, I mean, the obstacle is the way. What should be done by different people, and what can we do? In other words, let's see what other people should do and what we can do, right? Improve the society. Improve the society that is collapsing. Because pretty soon everyone we're gonna be in the jungle. So what can we do? What should we do? And what should other people do? So let's begin with us, right? What can we do? What should we do? What should we do? When I say what can, well, maybe we should do this, but I'm not in the mood to do it. But what should we do that is necessary, right? That we act now. And then them, that is the other people. What can they do? And the other thing is, what should they do immediately? What should they do? What do you think, Mitch? How do you answer these four questions?
Hmm. Well, I already say it. I don't know actually because, as I said, it's not something that is in our hands, and we have to protect the other good citizens, the ones who are following the rules. Good. Uh, we have to be smart to in each part to in who we can trust and take with little how can I say pinzas?
If they're small, you say pliers.
Players. Okay. They take with little players the words of the government said because they and are also the periodist because they usually do too much marriagism.
That's the red. The It's called. This word is normally they exaggerate the red note.
Yes.
Okay, very good, Mitch. Thank you very much. What do you think, Mickey? What can we do? What should we do? And what should other people do also?
Uh, can we do? What can we do? Probably we need to start obviously with ourselves, avoiding places that could be dangerous, uh, stopping because obviously sometimes we know people that are related or this person meets someone that is related on something like is affecting our society. So stop that kind of situations. Um, and yeah, well, mainly that we understand that that's a big problem and probably we couldn't fix it. But if we change our mind, if we change the way how we see the things, probably we could. How can I say llevarlo?
Carry it out. Carry
Carry
it
out.
out. Carry it
Carry
out.
out.
Or accomplish it.
Hmm.
Accomplish it. Yeah, we can accomplish it. Okay, that's what we can do. I think it is important that we do something, right? At least to feel protected. To, as you say, we should relate with positive people. We should relate to positive people, and we should avoid uh, dangerous, mysterious. What else can we say? Weird, or people who are in strange deals, right?
Yeah.
Which we
Mm-hmm.
not always know, right? So we should become more selective with the people that we relate to, right? So that's very important. Okay, now what should other people do? If and of course that is out of our hands, but just for the ethical value, what should other people do? For example, the the mayor of the city is not doing her job properly. Maybe she's in collusion. Maybe she is threatened because it can also be the idea of a threat, right? Well,
Hmm.
listen, Mrs. Major, if you do anything, we know where your kids study, we know this, we know that, and so you are in a warning, right?
Teacher,
Yes,
sorry, can I go to the bathroom?
absolutely, yes, of course.
Thank you.
So there may be threats, there may be warnings, so they don't do anything, right? They say, listen, Miss President, if you send us the police, we're gonna go against you, or whatever. So how, these guys don't have it easy either. Either they are colluded or they are threatened. I believe that they may be threatened. Look, that they threatened. What do you think, Mickey? What do you think is going on with these people?
Yeah, I think that in the majority of the cases, people don't do too much or try to avoid that kind of. Because, for example, I know that the president
Yes.
uh, didn't say any kind of how do you say acceleration
Clarification.
clarification about the last shooting.
Yeah,
So
give me a second, Mickey, really quick,
yes,
please.
sure.
Just a second, Mickey, please. Sí, buenas tardes.
Yes.
Ah, pásele, pásele, pase, pase. Ah, can you can you give me a second, really quick, Mickey, please?
Yes, sure. Take your time.
Give me 2 minutes, 5 minutes, please, really quick,
Mm-hmm.
please. A second, please. Buenas tardes, ¿cómo están? Aquí es donde dan las clases. Sí. No es un lugar o así, pensé que era una institución o algo. Sí, es una institución, bueno, es un centro de idiomas. Ah, ok. Pero nada más, ellos van a tomar o ¿quiénes? Ella y él. Ah, sí, ahorita van a tomar, son del maestro. ¿Nos puede dejar a las 5? Hasta las 5 de la tarde. Sí, puede. Bueno, ahorita me doy una vueltita. ¿Sí? Sí. Sí, pero como me dijo que a las 4, por eso veníamos. Me dijo que a las 4. Sí, ahorita regresamos. De 5 a 7. Ah, ok. Ay, disculpe si no pido. Sí, me dijo que a las 4. Sí, aquí no. Es el centro de idiomas, aquí tenemos años ya. Ah, okay. Y aquí estamos hablando y van a venir otros jovencitos, sus dos niños, y bueno, jovencitos, y uno más se va a conectar por internet. Ah, ok. Sí. Bueno. Puede ser de 5 a 7, martes y jueves. Vemos, yo ahorita vengo con usted y ya bueno, nos arreglamos. Aquí hablamos. Sí, ándale. Muchas gracias. Hello.
Hi, teacher.
I'm sorry, Mickey.
Don't
Yeah,
worry.
I got distracted by a person who wanted to is going to join us, but later on.
Mm.
So these people may feel threatened. They may be colluded. So you never know, but there must be ways to fix it. If if they are threatened, they can seek for bodyguards, for international help or national help. There may be a solution, right? If they are threatened, they may seek protection. It's very difficult, but then there may be a solution. If they are colluded, the word sounds very ugly, but they are also criminals,
Yeah.
right? If they are colluded, they are also. One thing is that you cannot do anything because there is a threat. Listen, you are under a threat.
Mm-hmm.
So I am immobilized because if I do anything, they go against me or against my family. But if I am colluded and I'm getting money and I'm part of the business and the organized crime, well, that makes that person a criminal also. So what do you do in that situation? Is even to say it is not easy sometimes, in public, of course. So what do you do in either case? If the person, let's go for the best option. Let's say that they don't do anything because they are threatened. What can happen? What can people do in this case?
Um, well, like the version that someone told you, teacher, the the businessman tried to create like a group of how do you say that?
Death squad?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds radical, but looks like the only solution, right? if they are threatened. And now the problem is, what if they are colluded? What should happen? How do you set up any solution in this case? It's, so maybe you go to the next level, right? If this person is colluded, maybe you should go to the next level. But who is the next level, and how far the corruption can go, right? How high above can the corruption go?
Yeah.
Maybe you go to the who's the boss of this gentleman or this lady? Well, maybe it's the state governor, right?
Hmm.
But we don't know how high above the corruption is, how far it gets. I mean, then you can say, well, let's talk to the president, but maybe he's colluded too. You don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
and so the question is, can we? What is the limit? What is the boundary of our activities, right? To feel safe and protected. Let's say this is the state, which is totally corrupt. Can we create a bubble that is impenetrable of peace, happiness, work, creativity inside a sick organism? That's a biological question. What do you think, Mitch? Can we create this blue bubble, right? We create this bubble in which everything is nice. You have your friends, you have your family, you work hard. Um, Everything is possible here. You can create companies, enterprises that is inside a rotten cell. Is that possible? Could it be? What do you think? Or is it biologically impossible? What do you think? I don't know if it is possible or not. I myself have my questions. Could be possible, could be not.
Like
So,
create like a bubble t-shirt where
yeah,
everything is good.
yeah, exactly. You create a bubble in the society where you have your friends, the family, co-workers, they all work ethically, creatively, correctly, no interference from the organized crime, and avoiding all kinds of contacts with that people. But we are in Irapuato, right? We're in this
Mhm.
society. So there is the corrupted cell. This is the corrupted cell, right? But inside that corrupted cell, there is a small cell where people work ethically, positively,
Huh.
with all the positive things that there can be in a society. Is it
Mm,
possible to create it, or what?
well, actually, I think that there exist these uh, bubbles because, for example, if we go to, I don't know, a sports club or if we go to the park, everybody is, uh, how do you say conviviendo, teacher?
Sharing time, commuting, sharing
Yeah,
time.
everybody's sharing time each other, and in almost in the majority of the cases don't
Well,
happen
teacher.
these issues like the issue of the last week.
So then we could replicate the model, right? We could say, well, there was a bad issue, but let's organize it. Let's make it a blue bubble inside the society. And then we make another one exactly with the same principles, the same idea. We create this blue bubble inside the society, and then we make it good, and we reduce the amount of red products. I wish this could be possible. What do you think, Mitch? I don't know if Mitch is around. What do you think?
I'm back to church.
Oh, perfect. Do you think it is possible to create blue bubbles in the society in which things are nice? For example, you have the Institute, right? It's a nice organization, it's safe, it's clean, so that's a blue bubble. Can we replicate the model and create lots of blue bubbles so that we can have a better society up to the point in which we can eradicate the red cells? What do you think?
Mm, well, I think if a blue bubble, it's like a safe space, right?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Exactly that.
Well, then I think if it is a real safe space, there is a kind of protocol or rules that are followed correctly. And if we want to make another places a blue bubble, then we have to implement that kind of rule in other spaces and try to convince all the people to of that of there to help and support the idea to make it easier for everyone and be a safe place too.
Exactly, exactly right. I like the concept very much. Very much, actually. I would suggest that this model can be replicated. Exactly what you said. To tell the people, listen, we're planning to create this space to make this place a blue bubble inside a corrupt society, which we know not only Irapuato, León, Guanajuato, many places in the country, right? So the more blue bubbles we create, we generate spaces for construction, spaces for creativity, like Mickey said, spaces for sports. Uh, that'd be a fantastic concept, let me tell you. If we were able to generate blue bubbles in our society, that would be such a beautiful activity for um, for our kids. Well, as you know, my kids are out of town, are not in Irapuato anymore, but uh, friends who have children or friends who will have children, students who eventually will get married and probably have kids, for friends, cousins, or family members who already have young kids of your age or younger, it would be a beautiful practice to improve our society to the point where they can live safely and happily. What do you think about this concept, Mitch, Mickey?
Mm,
Mm, Actually, I completely agree because I think that if it's impossible to stop completely this big issue that is the crime, that delinquency, and all this stuff, I think that there must be places where you can feel safe and that you can share time with your friends, with your family, and don't have like this fear, you know?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Actually, I don't know if it's a good idea. Maybe it's a bad idea, but we could label. Let's say that there is an organization like a certification organization, right? Like you have the TOEFL that certify if people speak good English or not. There could be an organization that certifies if these places are crime free or corruption free, or then you can certify that this is actually a blue bubble. Okay, Mickey, Mitch, and friends, or whatever, right? Certify that this place, this club, this whatever is a blue bubble. Actually, you can give them that ribbon. You say a ribbon or a medal in which you state, okay, congratulations, you have acquired the status of blue ribbon, of blue bubble, because of this and that and that. And then
mhm.
people will feel safe to go to that gym because they don't sell bad substances, because There are no strange or weird people because they don't have deals with any. Bless you. So it could also become a good business if you think about it, right? I am a certification organization, certification body, and we certify that these places are crime free and that they can eventually get the label of blue bubble. Right? Just an idea, right?
That would be
Mm-hmm.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we need we need more of these kind of bubbles in the town. I need the whole Mexico too, because the situation of delinquent here it's too bad right now, and it could be worse more and more.
yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree, Mitch. But then we need to fight the red cell, and to fight the red cell, we need the concept is just an idea, right? We can give it a different name, but for the moment, we need to increase the concept of blue bubbles in the society, because we can just emigrate. We can say, okay, look, I don't like Irapuato, goodbye, right? And I go
Hmm.
to Leon, but Leon is exactly the same. So
Yeah.
I really didn't solve the problem. Yeah, I can say, well, I'm gonna go to the U.S. It is not so easy for everyone. It is not so quick. It is not so attractive for many people. Maybe I like a mild weather and I like to eat good fresh fruit every day. Yeah, I'm gonna make much more. I'm gonna make much more money in the U.S. But I like the folklore. I like the customs. I like, for example, I still have my mom here in Leon. So I says, well, I want to live close to my mom. I want to do this. I want to do that. I like the place. So I can say maybe I can stay here in Mexico, right? So if I can stay here and create some bubbles, blue bubbles, well, let's go for it and replicate this concept
Yeah.
until everything eventually becomes blue. Um, do you think, Mitch, Mickey, this is achievable? Is this something we could eventually achieve, or is a broken dream?
Um,
Mm,
we need a lot of help. As our own simple citizens, we can do a really big thing, but we need the support of all the citizens and the government. And if not, there's never going to change.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I
Yeah,
think that
Mickey.
yes, it's possible, but obviously we need to do a big effort. We need to. I think like everything is like a periods. Obviously, there are periods of peace. There are periods more difficult, but I think that it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just need some organization. We just need some conviction. Yeah, we need to be absolutely sure that our ideal, that our vision is the right one. Some people, I tell you, my brothers, my daughter Minerva, and many others, just said, no, I just live. Not because of the violence, because they saw an opportunity elsewhere, and they said, yeah, it's very nice here in the U.S., for example, or in Canada. I'm not coming back only to visit. But there may be lots of people who say, no, I prefer to stay here in Mexico, and I can do a little bit or a lot to change and modify, improve the society. So this is just an idea, but there may be other ideas. And
Yeah.
the more we discuss them with people, the more we are going to sway and shake and we're going to steer the society. So we want to steer, we want to shake, we want to sway society, to agitate society. We want to agitate society, which is the same, right? Steer,
Hmm.
shake, sway, agitate society, but
What means
within
sway?
the same, to move from one place to the other.
Ah, okay.
Sway, agitate society. But obviously, we don't want to become Martin Luther King, right? Because
Hmm.
you know what happened to him. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we want to steer it. And that's why you will see many people in society. If you think about, for example, Mark Twain, If you think about Voltaire, who were great thinkers, but to steer, to shake, to sway, to agitate society, they had to use pseudonyms. Why? To protect themselves.
Yeah.
That was the
Mm-hmm.
simple reason, right? If they became too public, then there was always a risk of revenge. What do you
Yes.
think of this idea? If you can please, maybe for next class, read a little bit about the biography of Voltaire, uh, Voltaire, Mark Twain. That well, Mark Twain was the pseudonym. His real name was what was the name, Mickey? Remember?
The Mark Twain.
Yeah, Mark Twain's real name. Ah, I forgot.
Let me search. Samuel Langhorne Clemens.
Samuel Clemens. Yeah, Voltaire. Well, both Voltaire, which his real name was François Marie Arouet, and Mark Twain were pseudonyms of two thinkers who steered the society to change it, and they did. But of course, they had to use pseudonyms for a long time because otherwise they would be at risk. But they were able to revolutionize the ideas in a society to make it better.
Yes.
So, why don't I ask you, please, to check up these two people or other people who were revolutionaries in their ideas but had to use pseudonyms to be protected, and then we discuss it next class, Mitch, Mickey. How
Mm-hmm.
about it?
Can
Yes?
you
Yes,
write
sure.
it in the group too, please?
Absolutely. Yes. And when would it be then, our next meeting, our next class?
Mm,
If you wish, could be tomorrow, teacher, or whenever you can.
Tomorrow? I can tomorrow, yes, for sure. How about you, Mitch?
it's okay tomorrow.
Okay. So, Mark Twain for discussion tomorrow. What time? I'm off after 2:15. I finish my class at 2:15, and then I have the afternoon free, more or less free.
5.
Mm, no, it's too late. Could be at 4, teacher? 4
For
to
me,
5?
for
I end classes at 4:30 tomorrow.
4.5. Ouch. Well, for me, it's fine at 5, Mickey, Mitch.
Okay,
5 or but
5 to 6.
5 to 6, 5 to 6 p.m. Okay. So I sent the proposal, Voltaire, Mark Twain for discussion tomorrow, 5 to 6.
Perfect,
Okay.
teacher.
Well, Mitch, Mickey, good to see you as usual. Thank you for the conversation, for your comments.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, teacher, for
teacher.
your time.
And you guys take care. See you tomorrow then.
Take
You
care.
as
Have a
well,
great
teacher.
day.
Thank you very much.
You
Bye.
too.
Good
Enjoy.
afternoon.
Goodbye. Thank
Bye.
you. You
Take care.
too. Bye.
Thank
Thank
Take
you,
you.
care.
teacher.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.